Hi, I'm Ryan.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Fernando.
And View the Sunset is the song of the day today. It is probably our shortest and briefest song, so that about wraps things up. Have a nice day! Nah, we can't. Alright. Bit more in depth.
So yeah, as Ryan said, today we're talking about View of the Sunset, the first song in our 6-part album, A Night for the Troubled. And as we talked about in the previous video, this song idea came around the same time as the previous song, View of the Sunrise, and they were both a way to really finalize the album, A Night for the Troubled, which at the time was just 4 songs. So we made these 2 post-rock songs, or post-rock influenced songs, to kind of open and close the album, and then bookend it with the titles of View of the Sunset and View of the Sunrise. So the idea of View of the Sunset came about at the same time of View of the Sunrise, but it was written after. And I think that was because with View of the Sunrise, that one was made out of a chord progression from Awake and Away. And I wanted to use that chord progression and expand on it and make it a whole song, because in Awake and Away it was played like twice, but I thought it was a really, really nice chord progression, and so I wanted to expand on that as well. So after we had written View of the Sunrise, we thought back and like, well, why can't we do the same thing with View of the Sunset and find a chord progression from the first song on the album at the time, which was Regretful Insomnia, and bring that out and create a song from that. So it bookended it. So the first song is based off a chord progression from the second song, and the 6th song is based on a chord progression from the 5th song. So that was the basic idea. And like View of the Sunrise, View of the Sunset started just with jamming and creating and just working on like chord progressions and seeing what we could do to make them bigger and develop them and start small and then bring them out over time. So those songs were very different than the 4 songs that are in the middle of the album. Those songs were written more structural and verse, chorus, verse, and those kind of basic ideas. These songs started with the idea of starting small and big. So lyrically, we knew we wanted something that epitomized or embodied the idea of the sunset, the beginning of the night, the starting of the whole Night for the Troubled. And in particular, one idea that I gave to Ryan for him to write the lyrics was, I didn't really care how the lyrics went, so to speak, but I knew that one idea I really wanted him to work with was the idea that we were actually going to welcome the audience to the album and simultaneously welcome the main character to the idea of night, which for the main character of the story is the troubling things. So this it was this very cool duality where we actually say we welcome you to the audience who's listening to the album, but also it's the embodiment of night actually personified in this like dark spirit-like manner, which brings the character into his insomnia and then all the things that follow with that. So Ryan's going to talk about what he went through to come up with the lyrics for that song.
So yeah, basically starting out the album and everything, wanted to just kind of, the song itself represents how the day is ending, how we're, just settling in for the night, whatever happened during the day, whatever happened, before that day, whatever, it's, kind of the nagging thoughts that are bringing you into regretful insomnia. So with the whole,
We
God,
welcome
I
you
can't
to
even
this place.
No, now we welcome you to this place. I can't remember my own friggin' lyrics. I swear. The sunset betray. The sunset.
That ends the day.
Yeah, that ends the day. We don't betray. We don't obey. The whole "we" was an idea that I had where your thoughts are sort of personified themselves, because they're the ones that are keeping you up. They're the ones that are distracting you from everything. So it just kind of feels like that's their job at the time. That's what they feel they should be doing, is be like, hey, remember that one time where you tripped in class or something and that girl you like noticed, or something along those lines. But yeah,
nostalgia is a bitch.
yeah, it really does suck sometimes. And I'm pretty sure like 99% of us, if not all of us, you know, have those fun little thoughts at night. So thinking about that was what really inspired me to start to do this lyrically. And then, you know, the whole "we welcome you to this place." That's the band welcoming you to the album. That's, you know, your thoughts welcoming you to the shitstorm you're about to go through in the night. It's welcome. And goodbye, as this is our last video on the lyrics. This is, funny how we end it with the first song.
Yeah, and also those ideas that Ryan was talking about with the lyrics of "we" are reiterated in "Regretful Insomnia" during the bridge of that song, where you have multiple voices talking to you at the same time. So it's these ideas that kind of continue on throughout the album that all start with the ideas from this first song. Certain themes are continued. And also, we really wanted... I mean, this whole album was done in a way that, like, pays tribute to old 70s prog rock albums. That's why it kind of has a more ambient feel than some of the darker, heavier stuff that you might find on the second album, because it is a tribute to Pink Floyd and King Crimson and stuff like that. So we thought, why not start a progressive rock album with a sound clip? So the song is built from Pete playing a bass line, which is also how the album ends, with Pete playing the bass line. But before that bass line, we had a minute-long sound clip that we created through the magic of the computer.
People walking, you know, recordings.
Talking, birds, cars, all kinds of stuff. And that theme got continued throughout the album, where we created these sound clips of static and clogs and birds chirping and church bells and all kinds of stuff. So it really, this song really kind of, even though it was the last one written for the album, it definitely pushed the album into like how we wanted like certain tones or themes or sound clips to sound. So it's interesting how everything comes full circle, and even though musically it was inspired by everything that came before it, tone-wise it inspired everything that came after it.
That's what I like about it so much, is that originally I remember you guys mentioned that it was going to start off with just Bucci on its own, and I remember that in itself was going to probably be a little weird and it's going to feel a little awkward, but once we started implementing the sound clips, I like the idea of giving it more life and just really making it seem like you're in that story, rather than, okay, well, it's just all the songs transitioning through. It's the sound clips that's adding on that extra depth and that extra sense of darkness and whatnot. And you know, I remember like the first time we listened to the first mix with all the sound clips that we put together, just hearing that in itself just made it seem like, wow, like it makes you realize how cohesive the album is now, and how it reproduces so well live. Because now when we do the entire album live, if we wanted to, we're not just doing the songs, we're doing these sound clips, where it just makes it seem more big, bold, and it gives it this like really grand kind of performance to it. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah.
That's a very good take, Fernie. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. We get to hear him speak for once.
Yeah.
Not off on the side.
So that's all the videos for the album. We hope you enjoy the album. Please continue sharing these videos and spreading them so people can hear the context, thoughts, and themes behind all the songs, and they get a better understanding of it, and hopefully enjoy the songs better.
Yeah.
So, on behalf of Aeonic Impulse, we are Jordan and Ryan.
Gremlin. And this was another long video.
Go figure. Bye, guys.